Jenny Berger Myhre Opuntia, which is Camilla Delaborde. You Could Totally Be Next to Me. This album builds on a friendship between Jenny and Camilla, which is sustained in part, like a lot of friendships, by voice notes. And this is something that they explored on one of Jenny's previous albums, Here Is Always Somewhere Else. And here, Jenny is composing music which cradles Camilla's voice notes, which often sound like they're being recorded early in the morning, the voice still kind of waking up. It's got this hush and these cracks to it which indicate the body still rousing itself. She records voice notes that recount dreams or are just those soft pontifications that often occupy the mind just as everything's starting to rev into motion. And Jenny's music has this amorphous quality. There's so many different elements going on, different protrusions, what sounds like voices being looped on tape, synthesizers, acoustic instrumentation, feedback. And what really occupies my mind when I'm hearing Jenny's side of things is less about what I'm actually hearing and all the things that it could become. Like dreaming, there's the sense of the edges constantly reconfiguring, colors merging into other colors, this real sense of potential transformation to what Jenny's doing. And there are some lovely lines that Camilla says throughout when recounting dreams. There's one where she describes being in this body of water which is somewhere in between a lake and a sea, and she describes it as being a very interesting blue. I particularly like the lake and the sea thing because it plays with this idea of edges and this ambiguity over where the edges are. You know, is this a lake somewhere which is bordered by land nearby, or a sea where the land is pushed right back? There's this real fixation on proximity and edges. And time, I think, with this record. That's something that obviously comes into play with the voice notes, where you can have the sense of someone being close by and very much in present tense company with you. And yet there is the dislodging of voice notes where someone may have recorded a voice note the day before, which is why the album title is so nice. And these notions of proximity and time really come into play on a track where Camilla talks about a drum machine that she's holding in her hands, and the worry about programming the wrong beat for the wrong time in her life. The kind of incongruence, I guess, between the dream state where everything's happening in this very fluid motion and the rigidity of diurnal living, schedules, obligations, responsibilities, all that kind of thing. And it's like the drum machine almost represents those scheduled metronomic beats of the day, whereas in these early morning hours, Camilla is occupying this slush of not being awake, not being asleep, the dream residue still draining from the body. There's a really nice line as well. Uh, the day will come somehow, you just have to wake up for it. Which I'm just going to leave to hang, I think. I love this record. Again, like so many of these albums, it's one that each listen brings me deeper into its contents, and its colours are gorgeous.